So there's loads of speculation about Erik Ten Hag becoming Manchester United's next manager. So why not speak to someone who just interviewed him in person, in real life? Patrick Berger is on the Tier 1 podcast. Hello and welcome to the Tier 1 podcast. I know what you're thinking, you're not Jay, you're not Ronaldo. I'm actually the best of both of them. And also they couldn't make it. So I've stepped in to interview Sport 1's chief reporter, Patrick Berger. I'm going to be chatting to him about Erik Ten Hag and all the latest on his potential move to Manchester United. It looks likely. It looks like it's going to happen. Let's see what Patrick's got to say. Hi, Patrick. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Joe? Thanks for
I'm
having
doing
me.
very well, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you very much for coming on. Obviously, no Jay today, no Ronaldo either, but I'm stepping in and we're going to have a few questions talking about Erik Ten Hag. I'll just get straight into it then. Obviously, you spoke to Erik Ten Hag very recently. You interviewed him. What do you make of the job he's done at Ajax? Obviously, linked with United continuously. It seems as though he's the big favourite at the moment. How good of a manager do you think he is?
Yeah, of course, he is the big favorite over at the moment, Mauricio Pochettino. So he's on verge to come, and I think that he's done a pretty great job at Ajax. He came in 2017. It was, I guess, from Utrecht as a coach who was not so well experienced, and the people said, okay, he's not coming as a person with a big authority, with a big name. He was no Edwin van der Sar. He was no famous guy. So there was some skepticism about him, but he did a pretty good job with all those big talents in the Netherlands, and so he has a big and great football philosophy, and that's what I like, because in Germany, some people tell or name him as a Dutch Guardiola because of his ball possession game, his counter attack, and he said in an interview with me that he wants to get the people into the stadium because they should be like fanatic about the football he's playing. So I think he's doing a quite great job, and a very good job, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it almost helps that he wasn't a big name beforehand. He had to prove himself because of his football and coaching abilities, not because he was, a name that we'd all heard of. Obviously, a lot of news breaking in the last sort of 24 hours about how close this deal is to being done with Manchester United now. Obviously, based on what you know, do you get the feeling that he will be the next Manchester United manager?
Yeah, to be honest, I have the feeling right now, because the talks started a few weeks ago, and they are very good right now. What I heard, there's no full agreement right now in the moment. The deal is not done yet, but it's on verge. There are some points that are very important for him. He told it also in the interview we had with him. He said that it's important. What is the aim of the club? Where does the club wants to be in 2 or 3, 4 years? What is the plan with the club? Why they want me, especially as a new coach, as a new manager? And they are right now talking about some kinds of transfer policy, transfer budget. How much money do I have to make like a change? Because he knows that he knows that Man United needs to have a radical change in the squad, in the team as well. And so they are discussing some names, and that's the most interesting point.
So quite far along in discussions and really talking about the details of the job rather than just, will he fit in here? That's very exciting. And what would you say impresses you most about him? Because obviously, like you said, the way he speaks is he talks about the club in general rather than just his role as a coach. He talks about, all of those sorts of things. But what would you say is his most impressive sort of quality?
Yeah, I think his most impressive quality is that he is able to work with all those big talents. This is a very important point at Ajax. He worked with guys like Frankie De Jong, for example, De Ligt. Right now, Timber. He has done a pretty good job. And what I like is his attitude. That he says, "I want that the people come into the stadium to watch our football, our philosophy, to go into a stadium to be happy, to win a match, maybe 4-3, 4-2, but not just the 1-0 or the 2-1. This is not what he likes. And this is a thing I really appreciate on him.
Yeah, it's exciting football, isn't it? You mentioned before about the job that he did in Germany. What did you make of that job? Because obviously that was where the sort of comparisons with Pep Guardiola started a little bit, wasn't it? He did work with Bayern Munich a little bit. What did you make of the job he did there?
Yeah, he worked in the second team as an unknown manager, Matthias Sammer. I think you all might know him. He was the European Footballer of the Year, Ballon d'Or European, 1996. He was the sports director of Bayern Munich, and he was the one who said, "Okay, we really want to have him here at Bayern Munich." And it was a quite good constellation because on top there was Pep Guardiola. The second team manager was Erik, and he learned a lot from him. He was every training from the first team. He was there. He learned from Pep, from other people there in the environment. He has a very big emotion still to the club, to FC Bayern, and he made a pretty good job right now there. But he didn't manage it to go into the third division. It was the fourth division in Germany, and they had a very, very important match against Fortuna Köln back in the days. It was 2015, but they lost it. But this was, I think, this was a hard loss for him. But he learned from it, and he's ready to take over big clubs like United right now.
Very exciting. I mean, there'll be some fans that sit there going, "Oh, he lost that game to Fortuna Cologne in 2014. Well, he's no good then. I don't want him anymore." But I think for most of us, that's pretty exciting. Speaking of, doing the job at United, do you think he would be a success? And obviously, in the last sort of decade, we've seen radically different styled managers. We've seen David Moyes, who was supposed to be the sort of the next Fergie. We've seen, Van Gaal, who brought his philosophy. We've seen Jose, who, is all about confidence and motivation and getting the best out of his team. And then we've seen Ole, who was a little bit more arm around the shoulder, making the players happy, making the players excited to play. Do you think that Ten Hag will be a success at United with all the things he brings?
Yeah, of course. I think he has the chance, or he can be successful at United, but you need to get to get him like time. And I think this is a thing which doesn't fit to the business in that we are in the football business, because you don't have this time at United, big club, big pressure to manage all this. But I think we are on the same opinion that United needs, I don't know, new player, a new philosophy maybe. And this needs time, and this is also a point in the talks with Erik and Manchester United, that he say, okay, when I come, I need time, maybe 2 or 3 transfer periods to build a new team, and you can say, okay, after 2 or 3 or 4 games, okay, he's maybe not a good manager. You need to get time then, and I think he can be successful.
Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? And hopefully he does get that time. I think that's something that United fans, it seems as though the longer we've gone without a trophy, the more we accept the fact that we need to give someone time. We need to allow them a little bit of period here, because we're not the team we were in 2013 or 2008. We're a completely different team now, and if Ten Hag can bring that, then that's excellent. Just from a personal perspective, it's a slightly odd question, but what did you make of him chatting to him? Obviously, we see what's written in the interview there, but what does he seem like as a person? Is he intelligent? Does he speak about football? Is he passionate? How is he just on a sort of personal level?
Yeah, he's a very, very passionate person about football. He's like a little bit a freak in a positive way, I must say, because he's always with a laptop. He has all the data and the stats of the players, are they fit? Are they in a good shape? Are they not in a good shape? And he combines this, the way of playing football, but with new technologies. And I think he's, of course, a very intelligent person. He speaks also, of course, English. He speaks Dutch. He speaks German, because he was born next to the border to Germany. So yeah, he's intelligent and very passionate about football. And I think he feels that he needs to make now the next step in his career to a big club after 5 years at Ajax. So this might be the big step to United. But Joe, I got a question as well. What do you think about the sentence of Louis van Gaal? I was in the Netherlands when he said this, that the warning to Erik that United is not is a commercial club, no football club.
I can't disagree with him. That's the great thing about Louis van Gaal is the way he says things is slightly unorthodox, but generally what he says is usually true and usually something that other people wouldn't be willing to say. But hopefully, since Lou was there have been some slight changes in the structure, bringing in John Murtagh, bringing in Dan Fletcher and Richard Arnold as well. Hopefully, it's not quite that same pipeline of Van Gaal, Woodward, Glazers. Hopefully there's more people knowing football, and even Ralph Rangnick being involved as well. Hopefully there are more people who actually know what they're doing there now than there was when Van Gaal was there. But certainly, at the top, the Glazers, they care about money and that's about it. So it doesn't sound like it's put him off, which is I'm happy about that, but I can't disagree with Van Gaal on that. Let's move on a little bit then. Obviously, we spoke a lot about Jadon Sancho. You spoke to Jay about him, a number of times during the process of him signing for Manchester United. What have you made of his time at Manchester United? Because he was this huge money signing, one of the biggest talents in the Bundesliga, and he just seems to be coming into some form for Manchester United over the last few months.
Yeah, I think it was not an easy start for him because he was struggling after the World Cup. I think it was a hard thing for him to shoot this penalty. It was very important, and the miss and all the pressure and the bad feelings of some fans and racial abuse and stuff like this. I think it wasn't easy for him to be free in his head, and Jadon needs to be free in his head. He needs to have fun. He needs to play like with his friends on the pitch, and I think this was a problem. Then also new manager Ralph Rangnick. I think it wasn't that easy, but when I see some matches right now and I see the stats, I think in the last 7 matches he has 5 participations on goal. So he's doing better right now, and it's the same. You need a bit more time with him, be humble to him, and then he will be the player that you all expect.
Yeah, I think he's very promising. He seems to be one of the United's few sort of shining lights, sort of post Christmas, where a lot of players have gone downhill. He seems to be coming into a bit of form, which is really good. Someone else, obviously, another English player in Germany, in Dortmund. Jude Bellingham is someone that we know Man United wanted when he went to Dortmund. We showed him around the training ground, which maybe 20 years ago would have impressed him, but it doesn't seem to impress people anymore. I think he even spoke to Sir Alex Ferguson. He got the real red carpet treatment and decided to go to Dortmund. But he seems to be an ongoing target for Manchester United. He seems to be a long-term target. Do you think Jude Bellingham could end up at Manchester United, and how good do you think he is?
Yeah, for me, he is with this young age. He's one of the best players I've ever seen in this age, and all the people at Borussia Dortmund say this. And when I speak with some players from BVB, they said, "Man, Jadon is such a good guy. He's someone who always wants to win. This is a good point. Sometimes his feelings are a bit mixed when Borussia is going to lose. Then he has maybe sometimes a bad attitude. He needs to learn on that point to be positive the whole time. But he's a very good guy with a big confidence, and I think, of course, he would be someone for Manchester United. But to be honest, I think when he's going to do the next step, I think it might be a bigger club at the moment right now, like perhaps, I don't know, Liverpool or some other clubs.
Don't say that. They're not bigger than United. No, I'm not. I can't.
I know.
That's too much for me to handle. A bigger club than United. I thought you were going to say Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, not Liverpool.
Yeah, okay, Real Madrid is also Real is also. Sorry for that, but Real is also that is very interested in him. But he said to Borussia Dortmund, the next season I am with you, and then we gonna see in 2023. So let's see, and let's see where you're gonna go. To what club?
just because it hurts my feelings doesn't mean you're wrong, but it still hurts my feelings. Just finally then. Another player, obviously, in Dortmund. They seem to have all the best young players, Dortmund, don't they? Maybe they're just more willing to sell than Bayern Munich are. But Erling Haaland has been basically, what was it, last summer where Mino Raiola went on a tour around Europe speaking to clubs, and there's been all this. Everyone wants him. He's got this buyout clause that's activated in the summer. It looked as though it may be Real Madrid. It looked as though Barcelona are interested. United looked interested when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there, and then you hear these rumours that Manchester City are close to signing him, close to agreeing a deal with him. Do you think he will end up at Manchester City?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I know that Manchester City made the best proposal so far, around 30 million euro. It's a sum I can't imagine so huge, so big.
Is that the contract fee? Sorry.
Yeah, it's the salary he could earn per year. Yeah,
okay,
and
this is
crazy. This is very crazy, and right now in this time, Corona pandemic. I think there are just very small amount of clubs who could go for him, and this is City, and this is also Real Madrid. Those two clubs are battling around him. But if I would be the agent of Erling, I would say, stay calm, stay one more year at Borussia Dortmund, because he's always suffering from injuries. I think he just played around 40% of the matches right now in this season. So if I would him, I would say, okay, I stay here in Dortmund for one more year, and then I have a look the next year. But we will see.
Yeah, well, if he does go to City, like you said, he's injured all the time. He probably won't play for him. If anything, he might disrupt the team. No one knows if he's playing or not. It might make them worse, and that's what I've got to hold on to, that hope that he'll go to Man City and Man City will actually get worse. Thank you very much for joining me, Patrick. Thank you for your insight on Erik Ten Hag and all things German football as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Thank you once again to Patrick Berger for coming on. Sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like it's happening. It sounds like he's great. He's got his computer, Ten Hag. He's doing I reckon he's got VR headsets with all the new players on. I reckon he's downloaded Ronaldo into the VR headset. He's downloaded Maguire. They're fighting even in the VR world. Something's going on. Who knows exactly what? But it sounds like Erik Ten Hag is that sort of sports mad scientist that we're all looking for in the modern era. Very, very exciting stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Jay will be back for the next Tier 1. Don't you worry about that. And again, hit subscribe if you are not subscribed. We'll see you in a bit.